Number 10. Maverick. Maverick is recreated from the character James Garner created in the 1950s TV program. Maverick is a gambler who would rather con someone than fight them. He needs an additional $3,000 in order to enter a winner-take-all poker game that begins in a few days. He tries to win some, tries to collect a few debts, and recover a little loot for the reward, all with a light-hearted air. He joins forces with a woman gambler with a marvelous, though fake, southern accent as the two both try and enter the game. Number 9. The Year of Living Dangerously. Guy Hamilton is a journalist on his first job as a foreign correspondent. His apparently humdrum assignment to Indonesia soon turns hot as President Sukarno electrifies the populace and frightens foreign powers. Guy soon is the hottest reporter on the story, with the help of his photographer, half-Chinese dwarf Billy Kwan, who has gone native. Guy's affair with diplomat Jill Bryant also helps. Eventually, Guy must face some major moral choices, and the relationship between Billy and him reaches a crisis at the same time the politics of Indonesia does. Number 8. We Were Soldiers. A telling of the 1st Battalion, 7 Cavalry Regiment, 1st Cavalry Division's battle against overwhelming odds in the Ia Drang Valley of Vietnam in 1965, seen through the eyes of the battalion's commander, Lieutenant Colonel Hal Moore. We see him take command of the battalion and its preparations to go into Vietnam. We also see how the French had, years earlier, been defeated in the same area. The battle was to be the first major engagement between US and NAVANA forces in South Vietnam, and showed the use of helicopters as mobility providers and assault support aircraft. Number 7. Payback. Porter is bad, but his neighbors are worse. Streetwise and tough, an ex-Marine, he is betrayed by a one-time partner and shot in the back by his junkie wife. He survives and returns, looking to recover his share from the robbery of an Asian crime gang. The money is passed into the hands of The Outfit, a slick gangster organization that runs the city. He has to make his way through a world populated by heroin dealers, prostitutes, sadomasochists, gunmen, and crooked cops, a place where torture is a way of life. His only friend is a former employer, a prostitute, and her loyalty is in question. Given she now works for the outfit, he makes good early progress, but then falls into the hands of Fairfax, the crime boss. Number 6. The Professor and the Madman. Professor James Murray begins work compiling words for the first edition of the Oxford English Dictionary in the mid-19th century, and receives over 10,000 entries from a patient at Broadmoor Criminal Lunatic Asylum, Dr. William Minor. Number 5. The Patriot. It is 1776 in colonial South Carolina. Benjamin Martin, a French Indian war hero who is haunted by his past, now wants nothing more than to live peacefully on his small plantation, and wants no part of a war with the most powerful nation in the world, Great Britain. Meanwhile, his two eldest sons, Gabriel and Thomas, can't wait to enlist in the newly formed Continental Army. When South Carolina decides to join the rebellion against England, Gabriel immediately signs up to fight, without his father's permission. But when Colonel William Tavington, British dragoon, infamous for his brutal tactics, comes and burns the Martin plantation to the ground, tragedy strikes. Benjamin quickly finds himself torn between protecting his family and seeking revenge, along with being a part of the birth of a new, young, and ambitious nation. Number 4. Gallipoli. The story of a group of young Australian men who leave their various backgrounds behind and sign up to join the Anzacs in World War I. They are sent to Gallipoli, where they encounter the resolute Turkish army. Number 3. Mad Max 2. After eradicating Knight Rider's followers in Mad Max, former patrolman Max Rokitansky now scavenges for food and precious petrol on the deserted highways of an energy-starved Australia. Then, Max stumbles upon a small oil refinery in the scorched wilderness. However, there's a catch. The community of survivors is under siege by brutal biker warlord Lord Humongous and his barbarian marauders. Now, to get his hands on as much gas as he can carry, Mad Max will have to provide the defenseless residents with a powerful truck. Using this method, they can transport gasoline to safety. Of course, this is easier said than done. Is the road warrior up to the task? Number 2, Lethal Weapon. Martin Riggs is an law cop with suicidal tendencies, and Roger Myrtle is the unlucky police officer with whom Riggs is assigned. Together, they uncover a huge drug smuggling operation, and as their success rate grows, so does their friendship. Number 1, Braveheart. William Wallace is a Scottish rebel who leads an uprising against the cruel English ruler Edward the Longshanks, who wishes to inherit the crown of Scotland for himself. When he was a young boy, William Wallace's father and brother, along with many others, lost their lives trying to free Scotland. Once he loses another of his loved ones, William Wallace begins his long quest to make Scotland free once and for all, along with the assistance of Robert the Bruce. Thank you so much for watching our video. We are grateful for your support and appreciate your time. We hope you enjoyed the content and look forward to bringing you more in the future. Thank you again for your support.